Good evening, guys. My name's Kane, and out here today, it's the Pine Rivers show day today, so unfortunately my work had to close, so I couldn't sell caravans today. But what we've decided to do today is to come out. We've come to spread the gospel in King George Square, talking to non-believers about Christ, and much more productive than selling caravans today.
Your glorious cause, oh God, engages our hearts. May Jesus Christ be known wherever we are.
We spoke with a young guy called Riley. Riley's a medical student. He's quite an intellectual young guy. We covered just about every topic under the sun with this young guy. As we went on, we could logically explain to Riley about Christ, about Riley's own sin, and about his need to find the Saviour. I spoke to Riley for, it must have been over an hour, and then Matt continued the conversation after that.
Then the main crux of Riley's argument was, I don't believe that I should worship God or should honour God because I think He's mean. And so the problem was he wanted God to remove all evil, to never let any suffering happen. And over a while he got quite intense and quite heated there at a moment, but we were able to calm it back down. And finally I was able to explain to him that pain is beneficial in many scenarios. For example, if you break your arm and you can't move your arm for 6 weeks, and after that time, it's painful to move it again, but the pain is actually for your good, enabling you to once again use your arm as it was designed. He then heard that the one thing that a sinner must do to get to heaven is trust that Jesus paid for their sin. And he was able to explain to me at the end of the conversation how someone gets to heaven, and he said he was very thankful for the chat and was glad that he'd had it, and he's going to have to look into it and think about it more. And so please be praying for Riley that he doesn't go away from here and not think about it, but that he really considers the seriousness of what he's heard, the new understanding that he has of who God is and what God has done, and that he will take on board the gospel message so that he may be found in heaven on the final day.
Give us your strength, oh God, and courage to speak. Perform your wondrous deeds through those who are weak. Lord, use us as you want, whatever the test. By grace we'll preach your gospel till our dying breath.
Well, we had a few great conversations today out on the street. A government-sanctioned evangelism day it was, and I had a fantastic conversation with a Chinese girl who was unsure of where she would go. Actually, she had a theory that we were in the Matrix and that we were living in a program, and once the program happened, nothing would happen. And so I challenged her on that, and eventually she came to know Christ, and she said she would seriously think about trusting in Him for her salvation, which was fantastic to hear. And then until she told me that she was from mainland China, and so I had to really go through counting the cost with her, but she's still sure that she's going to trust in Jesus. So praise God for that.